something isn't. Welcome in, YouTube. We are now live on both. Rotten Dog, what's up? Welcome in. Broken Hearted, hello. How is everybody doing? Let me know in the chat. I'm sure you all have heard about the unfortunate, brutal, preventable unaliving of a man today in Minnesota. Um, so we're just trying to get through it because what's happening right now is not okay. It's not isolated events, and it has to fucking stop. Caroline, I am equally crashing out about it. Um, and it's with that I do sadly have to tell you guys something that I've decided. Um, and it's that the documentary I want to film this year it's not the time. It's not the time. Thank you so much for the heart me. Ariana, hello. Um, I do still believe that there's a lot more unity between people than the media would have us believe. But when people are actively losing their lives for recording something on the street, now's not the time for that documentary. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop TikTok. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop YouTube. In fact, if I can somehow come up with the money, Valentine's Day weekend, I'm going to be in Minneapolis. I am tired of sitting at home, docile, bitching about things that are happening, getting secondhand accounts. If I'm going to do something, I feel like I need to be there. So hopefully by then we can have enough money for a cheap ass ticket and a hotel. That way you guys can see what's actually going on, because now they're saying over on Ground News. Before I even read this, I want you to know the man that was brutally unalive today was a 37-year-old man, U.S. citizen, um, a legal license to carry firearm owner, yes, but legal, licensed. Um, and he was also a fucking ICU nurse. Ryan, what's up? Welcome in. He was also an ICU nurse. We have seen the video. We've seen the video of what happened from multiple angles, and we know what happened. He was unalived intentionally. And Caroline, again, like you, I'm fucking crashing out over this. And I hate that. What's up, Ryan, over on YouTube as well. Um, I hate that this is what it took for people to wake the fuck up, but I think people are waking the fuck up. And Ariana, do you mean someone other than the man who lost his life in Minnesota today? Was there someone else as well? And guys, we are already at 1,000 likes. I don't even have to tell you how to go. At every 1,000 likes, we're going to visit our dear friend Penelope because times are fucking tough. And otherwise, I'm going to crash out like I did in my latest video. Speed Racer 0005 says, FDT, fuck 'em. Abso-fucking-lutely. Love that. And thank you so much at the Crossroads for the follow. I'm sad for the world as well. And literally, I swear to God, things are so fucked up. My dog knew something was wrong. Here's what I mean by that. He and I had a talk last night. We said, we're going to sleep very late so I can sleep in on a Saturday for once, because we had already had this scheduled over at 2. So at around 8:15, he just pops up and he refuses to let me go back to sleep. So I like check my phone, and that's when I see it. So shout out JP for knowing what the fuck's going on before I do. But I'm so fucking fed up. And guys, I'm out of lorazepam. What a fucking good name. What a good name. I think we've all had it. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, it does selfishly make me sad that I do have to realize now is not the time and place for a documentary about unity, but it is a time and the place to document what's actually happening, which is why I am going to try with every fucking fiber of my being to be in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, the flying in. I'll probably get there midnight on Friday because I still have to work, still have a full-time job, but I'm going to be all there all day Saturday, getting you guys footage as long as I can get. Assassinated a man who had a absolutely. Where's the fucking don't tread on me crowd? The smooth-brained tiny peen bucks that they are. Megan, thank you so much for the follow. Robin, it's nice to see you. Um, and I know this kind of had a heavy start. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on this weekend. There's a fucking -40 wind chill in Minneapolis, and people are out in the streets. And a lot of people want to say, "Oh, dumb liberals, they're broke and lazy. They don't have jobs. They just want to scream in the streets." Who the fuck would voluntarily go into -40-degree wind chill if it was something that was stupid and wasn't real and that we were inflating. Nobody would fucking do that. And Enrico, I will. I definitely 1,000%, because it's more than just a plane ticket, guys. It's I've got to get cold weather gear. I'm from fucking California. um, I've got to get a flight. I've got to get a hotel. I've got to get a rental. Um, and I'm gonna try to do that with what I can on my nonprofit. But if you guys do want to assist and you do want or hands and feet on the ground that you know that you've tuned into before, I'm not telling you, please, please, please do this. If you have extra, please help out. But if you don't, I appreciate you just being here for the fucking conversation, because what is happening right now, it's not fucking normal. It's not fucking legal. And if we don't do something now, it's gone. We have fucking German papers, highly reputable and highly factual German papers, literally saying that America is in Germany 1933 right now. What's up, Kelly? It's nice to see you. I saw one of your videos pop up. I appreciate you. Um, I believe so. I know it's the Venmo. I gotta check to see. Fuck. Venmo's the safer one. It is this right here. I believe I've changed the Cash App as well. But if not, again, Emilio, honestly, mods, I'm not even gonna fucking say anything because I'm not gonna get bullied. Mods, do your thing. Do your fucking thing. Um, not even mute. They're gone. They're fucking gone today. Because anyone that comes on my motherfucking live, these smooth brain, tiny peen fucks, and I'm gonna reuse an insult because I think it's good. I think it's factual. I honestly feel like they forego modern day hygiene because they would rather bathe in cognitive dissonance and willful ignorance. Because what the fuck do you mean that that diaper wearing orange crust bucket is fucking saving us? Just no. Just fucking no. Thank you so much, Kelly, for that. Dude, Jeremy followed our lead. We are just going back to, honestly, you're not wrong. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Ryan, you mistook that. Unblock, unblock, unblock. Kelly's cool. Kelly's cool. Unblock that. Danny D, thank you for the follow. I'm Dana D. So what's up? But if you guys are new here, welcome to Red, White, and WTF, where I don't think it's left versus right. I truly don't. Do I normally vote left? Yes, I won't lie to you about that. But right now, it's good versus fucking evil. And I don't think that any fucking politician, especially people like fucking Cory Booker with his dumbass little videos telling the American people we need to do more. We're losing our lives on the fucking street for recording, for allowing vehicles to go by. That's what we're fucking losing our lives for on the streets right now. And you're asking for more when you were advocating for more funding for ICE when you wanted more training for them. Fuck you, Cory Booker. Fuck you. You will never have my vote. Ever, ever have my vote for any fucking office. No fucking office. And I don't know if you guys know, but Tim Walz, because he is the governor of Minnesota, has deployed National Guard. And now Diaper Dawn, who just needs to go visit another wooden stake, if you know, you know. Isabel, thank you so fucking much. Thank you so much for that. But I just, who the fuck did I bully? I just got reported for bullying. I just got reported for bullying. Guys, hit that follow. We're going to restart. They're not going to fucking stop us. And if you want a continuous stream, follow me on YouTube because we're dual streaming there. And anytime you miss a fucking live, you can go watch it back. We're going to start this over. Olivia, thank you so much for the follow. And Isabel, thank you again for the $20. I do appreciate it. It's going to go. I tell you guys, when you give me donations, I tell you exactly where it goes. And I haven't been proven wrong yet, which is why I'm forthcoming about the documentary and how it's not the time nor the place. And it feels a little disconnected from society. But guys, real quick, we're going to restart. If you hit follow, the reason I say that is because it's going to show up that I'm live. So you can just click back on it. Guys, I will see you very, very soon. Give me about 45 seconds. Ryan, I'm so fucking pissed. Who the fuck did I bully? Who the fuck did I bully at all? I don't fucking get it, Ryan. We were literally on for 11 minutes and we almost had 500 views though, so that's cool. Um, let's fucking do this shit again. Let's do this shit again. I just don't fucking get it. I don't get it at all. Um, let's do a live. Boom. Confirm. Reset. And boom, we're live again. I don't get it, Ryan. I just don't fucking get it. How people, ugh, it just makes me sick. Sorry about kicking that person. It's been a day. No, Kelly's cool. Normally, so what she meant is that, I mean, if you look at the way that we ran things when we took over this country, that's why Kelly was saying that. But no, it's definitely been a day. You self-corrected. I appreciate you. I always trust my mods, as you guys know. What's up, guys? Welcome back in. Welcome back in. If you are new here, welcome to Red, White, and WTF, where it's not right versus left. It's good for versus fucking evil. Plain and fucking simple. We just had to restart because I literally didn't say jack shit, except I was tired of politicians making videos asking for even more of the American people when we are literally losing our lives doing all that we can. Um, it's just fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Um, but it is what it is. But welcome back in, guys. We're going to get back into it. Hit what you want to talk about in the comments. One thing I do want to touch on, I know a lot of you are getting hit by this winter vortex that's happening. Please let me know that you guys are okay and unaffected. Because of everything going on in Minnesota, I haven't really looked into it that much. So my thoughts are with you guys, Ariana, you in Virginia. Jolina's not on here yet. A few people, our regulars aren't on here yet. But we just had a crowd of fucking 87 and now we're sitting at 6. This is what happens. Like, it's going to start in your area tonight. Jolina, hello. I literally just mentioned you. But Ariana, let us know how it goes. I'm still planning on going live tomorrow to check in on you guys. In fact, this live was specifically meant to check on those who are being affected by the weather, but obviously the purposeful unaliving of someone in the streets of Minneapolis has kind of taken that. Oh, people are trying to join. And again, guys, if you're new here, it's not a debate channel. We're strictly just talking about the fucking bullshit that's happening right now. No way, man. I agree. Let's just be careful in the comments. I just got restricted for something last live. I literally didn't fucking do it, but whatever. Because when they get you with that, they hit you with 2 restrictions. One for 10 minutes, the other for the entirety of your live. That doesn't, it never comes back. Rachie May, what's up? Welcome in. It's 22 degrees and feels like 15 degrees. That's really fucking cold. Like, I'm not ready for the Minnesota cold when I go, but the fact that they arrested witnesses is kind of terrifying. It's not just kind of terrifying. It is extremely terrifying because obviously, then if you guys haven't seen my second video I made today, we did find out that those that witnessed and recorded what happened have been arrested and detained. But not only that, an already outraged community, as they should be, who are losing friends, family, neighbors every day through means of detention, arrest, and losing their literal lives. They're outraged. So they took to the streets to practice their First Amendment while they still have it, the right to assemble, the right to fucking protest. And tear gas was deployed. They were getting arrested. It's absolutely crazy. And Rachie May, it absolutely is an authoritarian handbook. And if you want to know how to combat an authoritarian handbook, and I always keep this near me, guys, if you're new here, this may be your first time seeing it. If you're old, it's going to be like the 200th time. And no, I'm not sponsored, but On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder. This was written during that dipshit's first fucking term. This was written almost 10 years ago, or started being written almost 10 years ago. And right now, chapter 6, especially in Minneapolis, is very pertinent, especially with we know who trying to invoke the Insurrection Act. I love that that's on your fucking bedside table. Oh my God, yes. Yes, fuck yes. But chapter 6 of his book literally says, be wary of paramilitaries. And this book, if you're unfamiliar with it, uses historical examples in modern day times. Again, this was written 10 years ago. So even more prevalent today, it says, chapter 6, be wary of paramilitary. And 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Because I need you to listen and take this in with your whole fucking chest. Listen to the whole thing. When the men with pew-pews, I have to paraphrase, who have always claimed to be against the system, start wearing uniforms and marching with torches and pictures of a leader, if you know, you know, the end is nigh. When the pro-leader paramilitary of the official police and military intermingle, the end has come. The end has fucking come. And this comes as we have a diaper in chief who is threatening the Insurrection Act, where he has 1,500 members of a highly specialized unit, the 11th Airborne Division out of Alaska. And before I say what I'm about to say, I always give a disclaimer. I'm not saying that anyone in this organization or has ever been part of this unit who was trained in the military, I'm not saying they're bad people. What I am saying is that we've seen it time and time again through historical examples and modern day news that corrupt governments and corrupt regimes will use legitimate resources in corrupt ways. And the reason I say that is because he is preparing 1,500 of a highly specialized unit. Look them up, the 11th Airborne Arctic Angels, who historically they have been trained in Arctic terrain, um, Arctic warfare, and urban warfare. Specifically, they were first activated, I believe it was either 1942 or 1943. They were first really used in 1945 in southern Japan as part of the fucking occupation force. So if he sends them in, we know what they're there for. And they remained, by the way, at the end of World War II, they remained there for 4 fucking years. So if they go there, they're not leaving. That's not the plan. It's not the fucking plan to leave. And I say, as a veteran with my whole fucking chest, to anyone who is at risk of this possible deployment, remember your fucking oath to this goddamn Constitution. I've taken it multiple times. You've taken it multiple times. If you're one of the ones who would be deployed, remember that shit. Because right now, you'll see one or two veterans are like, Trump saving America. The rest of us are fucking pissed off. The rest of us know that's what's happening right now is wrong. And that's why, even as a veteran, I honor my oath to this fucking Constitution. Do you know how easy it would be to accept these fucking brand deals where they want you to say a certain thing or you can't talk about certain shit? No, I sit here in my broke ass working my nonprofit job like 50 hours a week lately. And then I get on here and we educate each other because what? We're a fucking community. We are a community and what we talk about here matters. Yes, there's trolls. Yes, I entertain it sometimes because it does get a few more people in here. But we saw it just the last live. As soon as that picks up, they restrict you for something. That's why we have 15 in here now. So please remember your fucking oath. Remember not only your oath, but that you're a fucking human, just like everybody else. And I'm not saying it's easy to say no to an unlawful order. In fact, it's going to be really fucking hard. But I'll say this now, and I'll say this when I'm in Minneapolis, hopefully in a few weeks. Again, shout out to Isabella for that Venmo. I really do appreciate that to help with the plane ticket there. But I would rather lose my life knowing I protected someone else than bow down to this authoritarian fascist fucking regime. I love outspoken female vets. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Thor, I did hear you. Thank you for the share. Thank you for everything. Hello, hello. And guys, with that, we are at almost 5,000. When once we get to 5,000 likes, I'll visit Penelope because I too need to level out a little bit because we're only 20 minutes in. We still got at least 40 fucking minutes on here. If you haven't followed me on this app yet, please do. But even more importantly, follow me here because we know the merger happened this week. We know times of unrest where they can not show us things or press delete on people's pages. I'll be over here if I'm not here. Saki Pronoun, thank you for the follow. Big Country says nope. Nope to what? They just get on here and say one fucking word and it's just like smooth brain, smooth brain, tiny peen, who I am certain foregoes modern hygienic practices because they would much rather bathe in cognitive dissonance and willful ignorance. Wise, thank you so much for the follow. Marty, you as well. Hear what? As always, welcome in. Thank you to my mods that are in the chat. I appreciate you guys. I couldn't do it without you, but we did hit 5, so I'm going to visit Penelope. Good answer, smooth brain. Hi from Scotland, Marita. Hello, hello. Hi from, unfortunately, as you can probably tell, the United States of occupation. I mean, the United States of America, where we have had another person lose their life that was 100% preventable for fucking recording. And I think I don't know if I've said it this live, I'll say it last live. That was a 37-year-old man who was a US citizen who was legally licensed to carry, who never brandished or presented a firearm. And and this is what gets me because you guys know my history as a respiratory therapist, he was a fucking ICU nurse. People whose job it is to be saving lives on their break are going to look at their fucking phone and see that their coworker has been brutally unalived and then have to go out, separate themselves, completely compartmentalize, and go save lives. He was holding a fucking phone. A fucking phone. I, for years, worked with ICU nurses, and those are some of the hardest working, most diligent, detail oriented people you will ever meet who would do anything to save a life. And they've lost one of their own today, and they're going to be expected to maintain and go about their shift. Thoughts on boosting the World of what? I don't know anything about World of Warcraft. I think that's what you're talking about. Being a nurse is dangerous now. The thing is, the thing that they don't tell you about, and Jolena, you can talk about this too. Being in any allied health field is dangerous. You have so few protections. So few protections. First, yep, absolutely. Absolutely, Marita. It absolutely was. And he was trying to help someone that had been brutally fucking shoved to the ground and almost hit their head by these fucking agents. And it was 11 shots at close range. Yeah, 11 shots at close range. And as someone who is prior military, who served in the fucking military, you need a lot more fucking training than they're getting, but that doesn't mean they need more fucking funding because they're already the highest fucking paid assholes in the government. You counted 12? Oh, shoot. Maybe I miscounted, but I'll give you that 12. But yeah, it's absolute bullshit. But we're at 6,000, so give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Technically, nurses work for the government. Not really. Not really. Because now here in the States, we have things called for-profit hospitals, just like we have for-profit prisons. And after I visit Penelope, I'll tell you exactly what that means, and it's just as bad as it sounds. So, for-profit hospitals are exactly as they sound. They are meant for profit. Why this is ever, same as for profit prisons, have ever been allowed to exist in any country, specifically a country that values itself on freedom, makes no fucking sense. And that's exactly greed and corruption are the problems of this country at its very core. It's so messed up. Now I can't wait. Oh, they're already trying to spin it. It says uh, Wood Steak Boy, if you know, you know, look up Sasha Riley's testimony, blames local leaders, cites armed suspect after fatal Border Patrol shooting. Now, he had a concealed carry license, it's completely legal. So, all of you motherfuckers with your don't tread on me flag slapped on your fucking double wide, where are you at right now? Where are you at right now? Thank you so much, Marita, for the follow. Jolena, it's nice as always to see you in here. Hope the weather isn't too crazy for you guys. I knew it was going to be a weekend where people were going to lose their lives because of ice, but I thought it was going to be the weather and not Border Patrol. And I know a lot of people, oh, ice and Border Patrol are different. Well, when you're working the same fucking operation and doing the same shit, I'm sorry, I'm going to loop you together. I'm going to loop you together. And I'm not saying every fucking person that's in CBP is bad. I've actually met a lot of border agents who are really good people and have since left, by the way. Um, but if you are complicit in this and you're encouraging it and justifying it, I'm going to fucking loop you in with it. As a German, I think all the time if leaving the US wouldn't be the best solution for you. So here's the thing, Weiss, because I talked about it earlier, the fact that German newspapers are now saying that America is Germany 1933. And I have thought about leaving. Um, in fact, that was the plan. It was just for a year. I wanted to travel and shoot a documentary through Europe. And now I can't because even though I don't really speak to my family, they're not in the best health. And my greatest fear is that I won't be able to get back in and say goodbye. Um, and also, I feel selfish leaving. I'm someone that I have no spouse, no children. I have a dog with plenty of friends who would take care of him if I were not here. And I feel selfish leaving. Just because something is the best for me personally, it normally means I can't do that morally, you know? Um, but I get why people are fleeing. I get why families are literally uprooting their fucking lives. And I can't. And again, that's why I'm going to tell you guys, like, next weekend, I'm going to try to be, or not next weekend, it's a couple weeks from now, Valentine's Day weekend. I have an event that I cannot miss at work. After that, I plan on going directly to the airport, getting on a plane, not sleeping, going to cover what's happening in Minneapolis, as long as I can get access to it. Uh, so if you guys want to help with that, Cash App YouTube or Cash App Venmo, but you don't have to. I know times are tough. Um, but that is my plans. It is a little sad that like the personal goals are having to shift, but I believe I can't sit on here and call myself like a populist or a humanist and then behave in selfish ways that would benefit it, probably benefit my career. I'd probably make a lot of money from it, but shooting these documentaries is going to have to wait because it's just not the fucking time, you know? At the moment, they are the same. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I'm going to remind all of you military service members, remember your fucking oath. Because if you go out there and do this shit, you're going to get looped into it. And that's coming from a fucking veteran. Once we get to 10,000, I'm going to visit Penelope again. It's been a little fluctuating. We got to 35, so we're going to go over to ground news. You guys put what you want to talk about in the comments, and we'll get it going. Trump claims secret discombobulator weapon disabled defenses in Venezuela raid. I thought, why are we even still on fucking Venezuela if his whole real goal was to get Maduro out? And people still fall for this shit. Diaper Don threatens Canada with 100% tariff if it makes trade deals with China. And Canada's already proven to us that they're not going to sell American products. And again, who pays tariffs, everyone? In the chat, if you didn't know, we the fucking consumer, because billionaires are greedy and will just charge more to make up for that difference. So we end up paying the tariffs. You don't have to be an economics major to figure that out. In fact, all you really have to do is go to Google, look up a few fucking sites, and it'll explain it. Ooh, and I know that's crazy that you can get real knowledge on the internet, but it's still available. So stop obeying in advance like it's not available to us. We can find this shit. Just like we can find happiness and joy every fucking day, which I encourage you all to do every single day. Because in 2026, they may go after our autonomy, they may go after our rights, go after our freedoms, but they will not get access to our fucking joy. We always pay for any increase in financial burden. Every time. Every time. Every fucking time. Um, yeah, like I don't fucking get it. Our joy is ours, absolutely. People don't believe you when you explain it. Marita, that's what drives me so crazy is that you will use historical examples, you will use modern day examples, you will tone it down to the most minimal. You could fucking explain it to a kindergartner. But again, I truly believe that these people forego modern hygiene because they would rather bathe in cognitive dissonance and willful ignorance. They don't want to accept this because if they accept these facts, they will have to accept they're wrong. And their ego is too fucking fragile to do that. Because let's be so fucking serious, you fucking small brain, tiny peen, hypothetical person with a don't tread on me slap to your flag slap to your fucking double wide that wants to get on here and say, well, if that were me, it will never be them. Be why? They don't have the balls. Plain and simple. They would never go out there and fucking do anything to protect themselves, their families, or their fucking communities, much less their fucking countries. They would never fucking do it because they don't have the balls. In fact, if we want to use historical parallels, they would be the ones reporting their fucking neighbors. And how do I know this? Because they literally are. They literally fucking are. So for that 30 fucking percent, which I really think it's more like 15, pay them no fucking mind. Pay them no fucking mind because those 15% are never going to change. Let's not forget, there were Nazi sympathizers in the US. They had babies. And I'll let you do with that what you will because it is here and it is prevalent. And everyone's saying, like, I think when I give these historical examples, people are like, oh, she's super educated. No, 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 no. For the longest time in my life, I mean, I was raised a conservative Republican, Southern Baptist, lived in a really small town, graduated with 63 people. I was in the closet. Then I joined the military. Then I came out to California and I saw more of the world than just Alabama. And I started to open my mind, and there were really hard realizations. And you have to deconstruct so much, especially when it comes to white privilege, religion, sexuality, um, even morality at times, because you're raised to think that when you are in these like religious sects, that you're divinely graced, right? None of the bad stuff's going to happen to you because you go to church every Sunday. And that's not the fucking truth. We have priests and pastors out here practicing their First Amendment right and being fucking targeted for it. They target the medics, they target the people who have press badges. And this isn't a new tactic. People think that these amendments have always protected us and now this is a thing. No, it's always been the target. It's just now we're seeing it in our faces because of social media. Um, And I know a lot of this sounds like, oh, Dana, you must hate America. No, I actually love this fucking country. And that is why I am so critical of this country, because I want it to live up to the promises that we are a melting pot, that we thrive in diversity, that everyone is and should be fucking equal, that separation of church and state should be a thing. And again, I'm not going to attack you if you're religious. When it gets where I get involved is when you try to project your personal beliefs onto other people through shame, laws, and policy. Fuck that. Otherwise, believe whatever the fuck you want. That's great. If you want to believe that a fucking unicorn shits rainbows in the sky and that's what gets you day to day, fucking believe it. But don't make a law saying that if you don't believe that way, like you should pay a $500 fine. Because that is, I know that sounds like a ridiculous fucking example, but you're having a party that says they're pro life, literally justifying people losing their lives in the streets, kids losing SNAP benefits. And I tell you guys now, lately, almost every live because it's become so prevalent. And Marita, I'm sure you can speak on this as well. Um, Anti-intellectualism and fascism always go hand in hand, and it's happening right now. I was raised poor. My family was dumb as hell and voted against themselves every fucking time. That is the type of place I come from. I was raised on SNAP benefits. At the time, we just called it food stamps or EBT. I was raised on PBS. I was a Head Start kid. And despite not really trying, I was kind of lazy in school. I excelled. The only way I would have done that is because I had a full belly, is because my parents couldn't afford like people to teach you all of these things and they were at work all day. Who the fuck's going to teach the kids if the parents have to work all day? Nobody. So I was in Head Start. We didn't have fucking cable TV. We were poor as shit and had an antenna. And this was just in the 90s, which I know to some of you probably sounds like forever ago, but I'm only 32. Um, PBS taught me so much that I didn't even realize I was learning. They do it in such a fun way. And now that's going away. The Corporation of Public Broadcasting has voted to dissolve. That funding is going to go bye-bye. And that not only affects things like PBS, NPR, AP News, it affects rural stations. And I'm not going to say that these rural stations are going to close down. I think in fact, the opposite is going to happen. Because if these rural stations that receive up to 10 to 25% of subsidiaries from the government and government assistance to keep running to these rural areas, places with no cell phone service, lack of internet options, things like that, they give emergency alerts, weather alerts, evacuation notices. People would be unalived if they stopped. So I guarantee you, once that big, beautiful bullshit bill was passed, oligarchs, both, no matter their fucking political view, I guarantee they got someone to compile a list of stations in danger and they went to offer them money. And the argument they gave, I can call me a fucking prophet because I know it fucking happened. They gave them the option. You give our message, we keep you funded, you keep people alive, or you say no and you close down and people lose their lives. Who's going to say no to that? Apparently Elmo is woke as is too woke. Elmo? What the fuck? I mean, here's the thing. They wanted to cancel Mr. Rogers back in the day. He used to speak to Congress. It's so crazy to think that he was like considered radicalized because he invited a mailman on his show to sit in the back and they both put their feet in a kiddie pool of water on a warm summer day. That was an act of rebellion. Now, if you record something literally happening right in front of you in a device you purchased on a public sidewalk where you pay fucking taxes, you lose your life. Oh, he absolutely would be heartbroken to see this. Absolutely. And it's just so crazy that people are just so fucking accepting of it. But guys, we did hit 10K. So thank you so much. Oh, I missed some stuff. Gigi, hello. Gigi says, I made it today. Thank you so much. They are not trained for this. But again, just because they're not trained for something doesn't mean they don't have the money for training. It means they're not being trained on it because they have the fucking money. They just downgraded everybody that's in nursing, didn't they? They absolutely did. They're no longer considered professional degrees, meaning people paying those nurses, the oligarchs and billionaires at for-profit hospitals, can now ju- justifiably pay them less. It also hurts them in terms of getting their degrees because just because they say that doesn't mean their degree is going to be cheaper. It's just going to be harder to obtain through loans, meaning there's going to be less of them. And they were all mandated reporters. Um, if they're actually at these places doing it now, they're not good people. Exactly, exactly. We the people. Yes. Thought they just passed a bill. It says he can't do any more tariffs. He's gonna do what he wants. They keep passing things and then they don't fucking enforce it. So you can say shit all day and all of these fucking politicians, Gigi, that are like, oh, we need more from the American people. We need more training for ICE. So let's give them more funding. No, no. Disrespectfully, no. People are losing their lives in the streets and these politicians are just making videos. 7 Democrats voted to give them more funding, forcing a tie. And if you think it was just those 7 Democrats that were involved in that, no. Those 7 Democrats, more than likely, I'm going to say primary them, but more than likely, they didn't plan to continue a career in politics after this. This is short term. Long term, people that wanted to vote for it, like people that made videos like Booker, but voted no, I wonder who arranged that. So would Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. be angry at what's happening? Yeah, he would absolutely be angry with what's happening. I think a lot of fucking people would be angry with what's happening right now. No, I'm talking about, I said that, oh, yeah, you were talking, bringing that specialized unit from Alaska. Yeah, absolutely. If I'm not going to say them being present is something that would make me turn against them because being present at things, you can be beneficial in a lot of ways, very versatile ways. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, Gigi. Um, but acting on orders, like I'm not mad at fucking National Guard in DC if they're just walking around picking up trash because I know they don't want to fucking be there. They're making videos saying they don't want to fucking be there. I mean, the story's just absolutely fucking left that a National Guard member was unalived because it was a woman. Why would they report on that? Why would that be a big issue? She's a woman. She was a woman that actively said she didn't understand why she was there in DC. Yeah. Her boyfriend came out and said everything. She didn't want to be there. Then they just give him 10 billion. Yeah, exactly. And Gigi, that's what I'm saying. I know it's easy to be mad at the Democrats that voted yes to give them more funding. And I'm saying you can be mad at them. That's fine. But no, it wasn't simply their decision. And I think it had a lot more influence with people like Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, and Cory Booker. I said what I said, and I'm not going to fucking take it back because fuck it. But I am going to visit our dear friend Penelope. And we're going to do it for 5 seconds because I've been talking for a bit. I have a copy of the list if you want. Let's actually look up that list real quick. But again, don't be just mad at them. Complicity is what Democrats are doing right now. Dems that voted recently. Let's see. Let's give them some names. Tom Suozzi? The Democrat from New York. Henry Cuellar, Texas. Don Davis, North Carolina. Laura Gillen, New York. Jared Golden, Maine. Vincent Gonzalez, a Democrat from Texas, of all fucking places. And Marie Gluesenkamp Perez, a Democrat from Washington. I will say primary their ass if you can. I'm not scared to say that. Fucking primary them. But know that it just because they voted no doesn't mean they didn't have influence on who to vote yes for the other Democrats. The next time you see a fucking politician get on this app, I don't care what side they're on. I don't care if it's fucking Bernie Sanders. And you guys know I love me some fucking Bernie. And I think America failed Bernie. And in failing Bernie, we failed ourselves. But if Bernie Sanders were to come out and say, the American people aren't doing enough, we need to give ICE more money, da da da. Fuck you too, bro. Fuck you too. Because we're not going to worship politicians when we have a country that is actively failing, where we can't use a device that we fucking paid for on a public sidewalk, where we give fucking tax money without risking our fucking lives. Dr. Love, hello, welcome in. Welcome in. It's nice to see you. But here we are for Penelope. And I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys think we should stay on a little longer than an hour? Should we do a restart at the hour point? Because this just isn't taking off, and it's because I got restricted earlier for literally not doing a fucking thing. Christy Gnome's giving a press conference. Marita, I'm glad you're seeing that because we're not. Like, we're not even, they don't even show us shit. Good night, Thor. Have a great night. I will stay safe. And again, when I'm saying when I'm committing to this, by decommitting from a passion project of mine. And I could use your guys' help, but I know times are hard and I'm not gonna fucking brush anything on you. I appreciate you just being here for the fucking conversation. When I am in Minneapolis, when I'm out, you guys are gonna be out with me. I'm buying extra fucking batteries. I'm taking multiple fucking phones. You're gonna see it. Don't fucking worry. Maybe think about a restart at the top of the hour. Yeah, I think it might help too. So we'll stay on. We'll stay on 15 more minutes. We'll do a restart, and if it doesn't take off within 15 minutes after that, I'll probably get off. But we'll see. But keep hitting that like. We just hit 15K. Thank you guys so much for that. I'll screen. Thank you, Jolena. That brings up a fucking wonderful point. Um, these legal observers, they are recording, and that is beautiful. What we have to start doing, and I know it kills a battery fast. Trust me, when I was just out at the protest for 30 minutes, I was on live. 30 minutes, and my battery went from 83% to like 21 for 30 minutes. Pack extra batteries if you plan to record, but I encourage you all, go do what you got to do to get your 1,000 followers and then fucking go live. Because other people are going to screen record that. So, for example, I'll use myself. If I'm out there, Jolena screen grabs, right? She screen records everything. She shares it to all of her followers. All of her followers then share that to more, because it is simply, things are happening too quickly to just record it on your phone and then have to have time to transfer it to another device like a flash drive or something. We don't have time for that. So it has to be a live stream. But I do appreciate you guys, honestly, so fucking much. Thank you all for the follows today. We've gotten a few. The first 10 minutes of this, we had fucking like 87 people in here and it was popping off. And of course, my Tickfinity's disconnecting as well. Sorry over on YouTube if you haven't been getting the comments, but we are connected again. Have no fear. I don't think there should ever be a Republican again. The thing is, Gigi, I don't think there should be any typical politicians on either side right now, because they're all bought and paid for by places like APAC, by billionaires. You wonder why nothing's happening. This isn't revolution failing at a strictly people level, right? We're out there. People are losing their lives. They're getting arrested. They're being blinded. They're being snatched from their homes, improperly and illegally detained. It's a failure from the top down. Where the fuck are the politicians on the front lines? Why haven't I seen politicians? They should be flocking to Minnesota right now. Where are they at? I encourage everyone to sign up for the nationwide general strike. Is this the one, Lynn's? I'm part of the People's Sick Day, and there was one proposed for the 31st. Is this the same or is this different? Trump is the best of two evils. What a bizarre thing to say, because in fact, he is the worst of two evils. And I know that our election, sometimes I've even used the excuse I voted for this person because they were the less of two evil. Um, he is evil incarnate. Listen to the fucking Sasha Riley tapes and you will know. You will fucking know just where that man is. Kicking down doors. Yeah, they absolutely are. And that makes me want to bring up one more thing, and it's that in a leaked internal memo from the Blizzard Brigade, um it was leaked that they are and have been for a while now encouraging forcibly entering homes with only an administrative warrant. Now, this is in direct violation of our Fourth Amendment right, which is probable search and seizure. So, an administrative warrant, what that means is that ICE personnel are signing ICE warrants. A judicial warrant is, which is what's required by the Fourth Amendment to enter a home and only seize. You have to tell them why you're going. It has to be probable cause, what you're investigating, and what you plan to seize. And that is all you can do, or all you're supposed to be able to do with a judicial warrant. But they have to have probable fucking cause. Probable fucking cause. Administrative warrants don't do that. So don't let them in your fucking house. I mean, we are literally, I saw someone have an absolutely incredible post earlier. I forget her name. It was literally right before I popped on. And she said that we are a generation, and myself included. I think she was a little bit younger than me, but I also grew up in this environment where you had to endure active shooter drills during school. And they literally tell you, if someone says it's the cops, don't open the door because it could be the pew pewer pretending to be the cops. That is what we're raised on. And then you just want us to trust the government. What? Yeah. We had to do them in school. We had to do them in the fucking military. We have to do them at my current job. I have had an active pew pewer at a hospital I was working at. And it's just, that's crazy, Dr. Love. They aren't legally judges. They just gave them their title. Exactly. 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 And that's just like the Texas Supreme Court ruling that certain justices can refuse to be part of like a queer marriage ceremony. This was months ago. I did a story on it, but you also take an oath as a judge and you have to be unbiased. That's your whole fucking job is to find out the truth and give a fair punishment. So to allow them to blatantly ignore constitutional rights, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And this was months ago, guys. Like, I haven't thought about this in months. He's the Antichrist. Gigi, I don't think he's smart enough to be the Antichrist, but I would, talking about Diaper Don, I would compare him to the Four Horsemen. Apparently, Usha Vance is like, all these ladies are pregnant now. Usha Vance, Caroline Levitt, someone else. And someone made a post be like, are we taking bets on who's going to pop out the Antichrist? Because Trump's too fucking stupid to be the Antichrist. And I'll say that with my whole chest. And we're almost at 20K, which means I'm going to visit Penelope once more. We got 9 minutes till we're going to do our restart. So if you haven't hit follow yet, please do. Damn, you guys got to 20K fast. I didn't even have 10 fucking seconds. Give me one, or 5 rather, seconds. Hmm. Apologies, guys. I'm having some dexterity issues today. I hope not. For her sake, I hope not. I mean, let's not forget, like, I know she's kind of a sellout too for staying with him, but she has brown children. And if there's going to be any office to sit in where you have brown children to keep them safe in America, it's going to be the presidency or the vice presidency. Um, but when they were falling in love, per his little hillbilly eulogy, where he talks about, oh, I'm so proud to be from Appalachia, when he fucking grew up in Ohio, first of all. Second of all, Appalachia has historically been anti-government. So what the fuck, JD Vance? He also, by the way, had a mother who suffered from addiction. He also grew up on food stamps and government assistance and now says that other people are lazy for needing those services. But when he was falling in love and dating Usha Vance, he was doing his thesis for law school on pro-immigration. He's changed his religion 3 times. Like, he's changed his name multiple times. He even, by the way, after we know he's dressed in drag, he even said in his little book that at one time he thought he was gay. And to that, I say maybe you should re-examine that. Um, and set Usha free. Like, I think across all belief, Dump is bad for the universe. Absolutely. He is like this cosmic black hole that just gets rid of all the he's like Pennywise. That's what he's like because he can morph into your worst nightmare at a whim. I mean, that is partially due to dementia and sundowning, but he'll go after fucking anyone. And I did see that you said, shit, let me go back to it. That Kristi Noem's blaming the lawmakers of the state of Minnesota for this. Of course, that's to be expected. Um, what's up? No one me. Hello, hello. But yeah, if anyone comes to your door, make sure that shit is signed by a fucking judge. Why? Because internal memos are not equivalent to laws or the Constitution. Are we sure he didn't mistake her for Jolina's on it today. Jolina is on it today. I love that. I love all my mods. I love you guys for tuning in. We got about 6 more minutes. Let's try to get to 25,000. Let's try to get to 25,000 by the top of the hour. Then we are going to do a quick restart at the top of the hour to see if we can get a few more people in because we started out fucking strong. Yeah, he said he used to be a never Trump guy. No one, or at no one me. If I'm saying that weird, is it no tell me how to say your name because I feel like you're gonna keep commenting. I'm gonna keep saying it and I want to get it right. But he said he didn't even like Trump. Neither did Marco Rubio. Keep that in mind. When you want to know how fucked we are in politics, neither did Marco Rubio. We see where Rubio is at now. And let us never forget that he had a 100%, a unanimous Senate approval. So don't fucking tell me this is left versus right. Because it's not. It's the power versus the people. And right now, the power has its boot on the people's neck. I have to be a never Trump guy. I don't like hatred. There you go. Yeah. The thing is he sold out. Jennifer Welch always calls him a prostitute because literally, he was a never Trump guy. He's from Appalachia. He had such a hard struggle. He's a fucking veteran. He has all these things where it's like, okay, like he may not have been the most attractive, no Riz, but I mean, he was a married man. What does it fucking matter? Um, he was tolerable. Then he goes out, pimps himself out to Peter Thiel, gets his little makeover, and then comes out in support of big tech, BlackRock. He is now Trump's vice president. Like, come on. Come on. Who the fuck? Who the fuck could trust that? Uh it was 2 blocks away from you, Horn Vampire. I'm so sorry. We were actually talking about that earlier. Fuck, dude. I miss when a shoe being thrown was big news. Hey, you know what? A lot of people don't like George W. Bush, and I don't like what he did when he was president. Granted, I was literally a child, just saying. Um, he has grown into be a funny old man, but I do know he had a very flawed presidency that we are still suffering from. But when he handled that, not one shoe, but 2 shoes, he said, "Ooh," he laughed, and he did it again. Bruh, bruh. Like, pretty good way to handle that. Because if that would have been Diaper Dawn, oh my God. it would have been the end of the fucking world. It would have been the end of the world. That would have been the worst human ever. And even though it was a Republican president it happened to, he like made a joke out of it. I'm old enough. I got in a fight with my uncle about Bush Jr. I still don't think that's very old. It was just early 2000s to be old enough for that. I wish I would have challenged my family more politically sooner in life. Um, but I was ignorant. And it truly wasn't willful. Like we didn't have internet. I had I didn't have cable. Um, I went to a very underfunded school. Information is very easy to hide there. If you're not actively looking for it. And I wasn't because I didn't know what to actively look for because my family had only supported these politics, right? I first started feeling a little different when Obama ran. Again, I was still in high school. I think I was in like ninth or 10th grade. Um, but it's now that I do, I have to learn all this shit over. I have to completely learn the history that I know over, which is why sometimes I don't speak up about certain things until later because I'm still researching them and I don't want to speak incorrectly on something that I have the ability. I just need a little more time to learn. Gigi says the Bulwark has a close-up video of today. Oh my God, a different angle. Holy crap. Are you talking about the angle from the pink coat lady? I saw that and holy shit. Um, RFK Jr. didn't either. Exactly, exactly. But I mean, bruh, I don't even like to talk about RFK Jr. because if there's one person who's speaking pisses me off more than Diaper Don, it's fucking RFK Jr. No, no, fuck you. Health condition or not, your fucking little brain worms or not, you have admitted on camera to doing HDRUG, and that was the way you got through college. Why in the fuck would I want you in charge of Health and Human Services? When you swim in contaminated water, why would I want you in Health and Human Services? Like, what the fuck? Obama wasn't perfect, but his personality was on point and I loved him for it. Yeah, I will say, and there's no, here's the thing. We all, especially on the left, let's admit it. Well, this will be my last point before we do our restart, so to really try to get to 25,000. On the left, we're all about like the politics police. And we, for some reason, even though we can acknowledge that no human is perfect, we also want the perfect opponent. And it's never going to be the perfect opponent because we have allowed it to get to this level. So we need time to self correct. Um, and no, I don't mean like what JD Vance said in his speech, the fucking idiot. He literally said, he was talking about the economy and he was like, even though his president did say on day one he's turning everything around, he was like, it takes time. They didn't turn the Titanic around overnight. First of all, hello, have you seen the ending of the movie? They all die. Second of all, being from the Navy, you can turn a ship around completely around, big old U shape overnight. Yeah. So not saying that, but I am saying that like we're gonna have to start making more. We're gonna have to do one of two things. We're gonna have to actually start having like 4 to 6 candidates who more accurately represent us and have a true place on the ticket, not just Republican or Democrat, or we're gonna have to make a lot of compromises for a while and fix it ourselves by diving into local fucking government. Someone made a good rap song about Obama. Okay. Oh, like you mean like back in the day? My President is Black by Young Jeezy, right? Love, I'll be back. Need my charger. It's okay because we're literally about to restart. We hit 25K, so I'm gonna visit Penelope really quick. Give me 1 second. I'll do my closeout, but hit that follow button if you haven't already because we're gonna attempt to do a restart. I'll stay on about 30 more minutes. If it doesn't kick off in like 10, 15 minutes, we might call it though. We need younger minds would want to help each other and make a change. I think the thing about young people is that a lot politician wise, I'm still considered young, whether you consider me young or not, because I cannot run for president. Not that I ever would. But I very much grew up in a society, in a state, in a time where children were meant to be seen and not heard. And I think a lot of us still hold on to those child wounds and like don't always feel the most comfortable in a room. Even on my own lives, sometimes I can get imposter syndrome and feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And I think it holds a lot of people back. They've made government. Sorry guys, I got a phone call. They've made government seem like this big scary thing. Let's start in our fucking communities. Let's start locally. I have said the reason I will never take office is because I unfortunately see very black and white. I can admit that. I try to find the gray, but compromise on moral issues is never something I can do. So I don't think I'd be beneficial to my constituents. But with that, we are may need to after restart and invite perhaps. Yeah, I'm gonna share it to my story. Give me like 2 minutes, guys. I will be not even 2 minutes, like 30 seconds. RFK Jr. is a nightmare. But give me 1 second. Hit that follow button if you haven't already, because we're gonna do a quick restart. YouTube, don't worry, we're still on. We are still on. We got 11 new followers from that one. That's not bad to only have that few people in there. So thank you guys for that. We're just gonna set up the live again. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like I do find George W. Bush to be really funny and his friendship with Michelle Obama. And it gives me the same vibes as like and those two animals who are unlikely to become friends videos and then they're like snuggling with each other. It's nice, you know? And that's the joy I'm choosing to foster today. Junior is a straight clown and needs jailed. Not gonna say you're wrong because I don't think you are. But give me 1 second. We're gonna restart on TikTok and let's get it going. I gotta reconnect. Boom. And we're back. And guys, sorry if I don't see your comments on YouTube sometimes when I have to click over to another page. It then doesn't show, and I am taking part in Penelope. So, what's up, guys? Welcome back in. Welcome back in. We are getting started right now. Hit the like button. Every 1,000 likes, I will visit our dear friend Penelope. We're going to try to stay on for another half hour. So, yeah, tune in, share this out. Let's get it out to as many people as possible. Last time, not a lot of people were in here, but we did get 11 new followers, and to only have like a mean 15, and most of you already follow me, that's pretty cool. But welcome to Red, White, and WTF. And if this is your first time here, my name's Dana, and my political beliefs aren't that political. I think that anyone should be able to do whatever the fuck they want as long as it does not harm or unalive anyone or anything or impede on or take away anyone's rights. I also think that food, housing, education, healthcare should be both affordable and accessible. Minding my business. I love the name. That's kind of what my political beliefs are. Just mind your business. And I think if you're a taxpayer, that your taxes shouldn't go to billionaires. It should go back to federal funding that helps you. Ooh, so radical that you pay the government and then the government, instead of giving it to people that already have a lot of money, they give it back to the people that paid that money. It's almost like that's what taxes are supposed to do. Almost, but like that's just a crazy thing to say. And Ryan over on YouTube, you said that him and Michelle are kind of awesome. I do like their friendship. And guys, we're talking about the friendship between George W. Bush and Michelle Obama. Because I am trying, this year is a year all about duality, because I can recognize that he wasn't the best president. And we are still suffering from a lot of the things that he chose to do. However, his friendship with Michelle's cute, and he doesn't cause much damage anymore. Yeah, absolutely. Minding my business. Absolutely, absolutely. Drop site news, other event. Hold on. Drop site news, other vantage. I'm confused. I'm confused, Gigi. Can you give me a little bit of clarity? Give me a little bit of clarity. Um, I also do want to say that I 1,000% think that every elected official, there should have term limits set. I think if there's a minimum age to run, there should be a maximum age to serve. I think that if you hold a position in government where you influence markets like the stock market and cryptocurrency, that while in office, you and your family shouldn't be able to participate in that because that's insider trading because you affect the market. Just like market manipulation happens through threatening tariffs. If you know, you know. And I don't think any of these are really radical fucking thoughts, even though I get called a radical lunatic all the time. Like, you have to hold duality. Do I want an open border? Absolutely not. Do I think our current immigration system needs absolute and total reformation? Absolutely. It is about duality. If they are really after the worst of the worst, why the fuck are they going after 5-year-olds? Anybody going to answer that? You know what I mean? If they're after the worst of the worst, why are they brutally unaliving American citizens? One, for waving a car around, and the other, for literally using his bought and paid for phone by him on a public sidewalk where he pays taxes with his job as a fucking ICU nurse. That's who's losing their lives on the streets right now. Makes no fucking sense. No fucking sense. All reasonable. You're in denial about our system. Wait, you said I'm all reasonable, but that I'm in denial about our system and our system of government working. I'm confused. And I'm not like trying to degrade you or anything. I'm confused by your statement because one is encouraging, the other is not. So phrase it a little bit differently and we'll dive into it. This sounds like the guy that this sounds like a guy that was recording this one. I'm not going on. They are geotagging. They absolutely are geotagging. We know that. Tried to pass a bill, but it was blocked. Wait, which bill? Oh, that they wouldn't be able to participate in the stock market. Well, Rahm Emanuel is not Rahm Emanuel. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. No, not Rahm Emanuel. Ro Khanna. Um, I don't actually like Rahm Emanuel. Ro Khanna is trying to introduce a similar proposal. I think it's wild that they keep taking out very sympathetic characters. Yeah, and I know I'm not a conspiracy theorist to the point where I would say it's. I'm just gonna say it's strange they were both 37. That's just kind of weird to me. Like a weird, I think it is a coincidence. I don't think it was, they were like, oh, you're 37, we're going to take you out or anything. But it's history repeating ourselves itself in front of us from week to week, not year to year, not decade to decade, not generation to generation, week to week and day to day. Nation is very aware of the white. Wow. I'm not even going to read that. It's an odd coincidence. Didn't even clock that. Yeah, because Renee Nicole Good, she was 37. And again, guys, I'm not saying that this is related in any way. In fact, if you want to know about the kind of person who lost their life for using a personal device to record, which is well within the law, um, he was a 37-year-old man. I don't know his ethnicity. Put it in the chat if you do know. 37-year-old man, American citizen, had a license to legally carry, well within his rights. He was using a phone he bought and paid for on a public sidewalk that he paid taxes for with his job as a fucking ICU nurse. But I'm radical for thinking he should still be alive. 11 to 12 shots were heard. That's fucking crazy. And guys, we're already at 3,000. I'm going to go ahead and visit our dear friend Penelope. Give me about 5 seconds. And while you're there, either hit that like or hit follow so you always get alerted when we go live. For dropside news coverage, sounding like, yeah. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, Gigi. But give me 5 seconds, guys. Give me 5 seconds. Oh, look who's on. Kendrick. Last name is Italian and looks very Caucasian. I'm just not trying to assume, but I wonder if this will be the moment. Because everyone's always said, like, as soon as it's a white man, things will change. And a lot of people, I'm seeing it. I'm fucking seeing it. My stomach hurts. From what's happening, mine too. Both cases close the gap on people. Absolutely, soggy pronoun. Great point to bring up. In both cases, the Blizzard Brigade closed the gap on people they unalive, not the other way around. I saw it too. I saw it actually on Dean Withers' page. Alex Peretti. Preddy. Preddy. Alex Preddy, sorry. I misread that. Yeah, you see, he was just trying to help a lady that got shoved. To be honest, it's because I have IBS, but that too. You know what, Mr. Huddles? You're in good company then. Because I feel like lately a lot of people have been experiencing things similar to IBS because cortisol, once it drops to your gut, you got to go. Cortisol is the stress hormone. They're creating for it and then blaming them for being created. Absolutely. Absolutely they are. And the thing is like when you use lethal force, it is under very, very specific terms. And you have, oh, fuck. Oh, my book. I can read it for you guys because we've done research. Give me 1 second. We're going to read all about that. Um, Portugal for. Oh, this is. Oh, here we go. This also falls under the Fourth Amendment, objective reasonableness. And so basically, the controlling law is currently from a 1989 lawsuit, Graham v. Connor, and it says deadly force is lawful only if a reasonable officer at the exact moment would believe there is an imminent threat of death or serious bodily harm to the officer or others. Now, key elements of this, we're going to talk about imminence, which is the threat must be immediate. It cannot be speculative or possible later. It has to be in the moment, which we know in the case of Renee Nicole Good was absolutely not the case. Severity, unaliving or serious bodily injury, not simply for non-compliance. And there you go. Both cases, Fourth Amendment violations. Just like a Fourth Amendment violation, for example, would be if the Blizzard Brigade forced their way into your home using only administrative warrant, meaning ICE is signing ICE and it hasn't been signed by a judge due to probable cause. It wasn't just for noncompliance. I think you know that. You're being disingenuous. Geek simulation, your simulation's malfunctioning, but what do you mean? How am I being disingenuous? He was recording them. He had a license to conceal carry. Per the don't tread on me crowd, that's absolutely fine. You don't just get to pick and choose who has rights and who doesn't. And that is the whole fucking point of this. I remember going through Geneva. It was nerve-wracking but important. Yeah. Yeah. So everybody look up the things like the Geneva Convention, rules of engagement. Look up all of that. It is dry, but it's good to know. He was directing traffic. Yeah. He went to help somebody else. Yep. Exactly, Gigi. Always silly when they ask for money on this app. Ooh. And again, if you're wondering why I'm asking for money, I'm very forthright with you guys, and I'm not forcing you to. I'm letting you know it's here, and I know times are hard. But I'm gonna try to go to Minnesota. Well, Matthew, we don't live in a comply or DIE country, because that would mean we don't live in a free country. Non-compliance does not justify lethal or deadly force. And I literally just fucking read that off and why and what law. I said what lawsuit it pertains to, what's the controlling law. I read the part from the Fourth Amendment it pertains to. I went over imminence, I went over severity, and you still don't fucking get it. Oh, Southern Gammy. So you're saying, first of all, that's already been debunked. He did. And second of all, so hear me out, Southern Gammy. Say your grandchild is going hunting. Hunting's a sport. I'm from Alabama. And they have their pew pew that they're allowed to have in the truck, but they don't have their proper paperwork. Should they be fucking unalived because of that? No. These people, bro, these fucking people. But thankfully, we just hit 5K. Now we're at 6K. Give me 5 seconds. It was Walls. No, Mr. Huddles, she didn't. And even if she did, it would have been a nick. They try. Okay, so you can see the videos now. If you really slow it down, there was never any impact. If you want to talk about what you heard on the camera, so if you watch, he's filming with his phone, not a body cam, with his phone, and he goes around. He's at first filming with his right hand. Most people in America are right-handed. I say this as a left-handed person. Most people are right-handed. You then see him switch the phone to the left hand. Why would he do that? Because he was going for his weapon on his hip. That is premeditation. You then see him put himself in front of a car. And this is, by the way, after she'd already waved through multiple ICE vehicles. Uh, you then see him, he switches phone to the left. And as she's turning the wheel going backwards, the phone drops, it tumbles because he's letting go to put his other hand. That is premeditation. Pre-fucking meditation. And that means it is a brutal unaliving. Exactly. Exactly, Heather. Great point. He created his own jeopardy. And that is in the rules that you can't do that. You have to actively get yourself out of the situation. And let's talk about even if he were nicked by the car, because they said he had internal bleeding. Anyone that works at a hospital, you can look up. They documented his hospital stay was 9 hours. I think it was way less than that, and they doctored it up, but they're so fucking dumb they couldn't even do that right. Because with internal bleeding, you are hospitalized anywhere from 24 to 48 hours minimum. And he got hit in the knee. What fucking internal bleeding would he have? That's called a hematoma. It's a fucking bruise. It's a fucking. It's not a conspiracy theory. What? When did he? Wait, hold on. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. It's a fucking bruise. And you know what? I can use my own example for this. I used to drive a motorcycle on my way to work, where I'm considered a first responder because I was a respiratory therapist. I work in emergency medicine and ICU. I was on my way to work and a car hit me. It hit me. Let me show you my leg. Since we're talking about knees. Give me 1 second. It's got to sync first, but give it a second. Oh, come on. Give me 1 second, guys. Boom. Pretty gnarly, right? Pretty gnarly. Sorry you can't see it on YouTube. Pretty gnarly. And I was on my way. I was on my way to fulfill my duty, right? Should the person that hit me lose their life for that? Bye. Goodbye. The fuck? It's a bruise. It's a fucking bruise, if that. He didn't even limp away. And let's not forget the fact that after that, he called her a fucking bitch. He just took a mother from their kids. And then the last thing she probably heard was him calling her a fucking bitch. Or possibly the physician identifying himself, trying to check on her, and them not letting medics or him through. Thanks, guys. I appreciate my mods. I appreciate it because literally, what the fuck? It's crazy. Exactly. And he's already have 35 other documented cases of what? Excessive force. Yeah. And I can't confirm this, but there is something going on. And I just haven't looked into it enough. I probably could easily confirm it with like marriage records. But it said that his ex-wife left him for a woman, which now you're going to tack on. Once you get that premeditation, that's a hate crime. Yeah. It's really angering the MAGA. Keep going. We're going to keep going. Fuck it. We're going to keep going. We're almost at 10,000. Never pulled it out. Was trying to help someone else. Exactly. Exactly. Alex Peretti, never brandished or attempted, and he didn't pull it out or attempt to brandish it. Also, you can see in the video, they've already disarmed him when they released 11 to 12 shots at close range. But back to Jonathan Ross, even if he was nicked, I do want to put this point. You are still taught in training, if this situation happens, you go for the tires. Why did he go through the windshield, which, by the way, it was at the bottom driver corner, which you can only really access from that side if you're to the side of it? Absolutely, Ryan. Absolutely. Fuck yeah. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. I appreciate you guys. We are at 10K. Give me 5 seconds. We're gonna visit Penelope for a little bit, and then we got 9 more minutes on here. Let's get to 20,000. We got 9 minutes, plenty of time, and hit that follow button if you haven't already. But I'll be right back. And here we are. Olivia, what's up? Welcome in. Question: is something going on with the silver heart? I'm seeing a lot of silver hearts in people's usernames today. Am I out of the loop? But yeah, so we just right there debunked two of, or both rather, both of the unalivings that have happened through legal course. Why is this? Uh, wait, I missed something, guys. I missed something. Ask the same question. They are not allowed to go. Yes, they are. They're taught to go for the tires. Why would they not? They absolutely are. They're not taught to go for chest or head because lethal force is almost never authorized. Grayson. I didn't see Grayson's first comment. I don't know. He did not go to the hospital. He went, I know. And that's why I'm saying I think they couldn't even look up how long do you have to be hospitalized if you have internal bleeding. Um, yeah, exactly, Gigi. Gigi says he didn't go to the hospital till later and his knee never made his foot come off the ground. If he got hit in the knee, that's crap. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I literally just explained exactly. I can show you. He's filming with this, right? He goes around the back. The wife starts um, saying what she was saying, whether you agree with it or not. You then see him. You see it. It switches because he does this. Then he circles around, right? He's still with the left hand. It falls. I wonder why. That's why. That is why. Like, it doesn't fucking take a genius. It doesn't even take a fucking smart person. I figured this shit out. I mean, they always go against HIPAA though. Internal bleeding and depending on other medical conditions. Exactly. And then they want to try to use the fucking example, which pisses me off, that, oh, he has PTSD, so he just reacted in the moment because he had been like drugged by a car or something and had to get stitches. Ooh, poor baby. Maybe let go with a fucking car. Um, and that goes to prove because he didn't unalive someone in that instance that he knows he's not supposed to do that. BK Auto, what's up? Welcome in. Um, shit, I lost my train of thought because I saw you guys block someone and I was going to R bar if you want to come. Oof, maybe. Oh, MAGA trolls, always MAGA trolls. I don't get it. Oh, so he's already proven that he knows not what to do in that situation. They wanted to blame it on PTSD. PTSD is real. I know someone that has a diagnosis with it, and you're looking at her. The same people that are trying to get sympathy towards PTSD in this way are actively working with the Heritage Foundation to try to get a policy to dequalify traumatic brain injuries and PTSD from VA disability compensation. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, the PTSD of it all, if he's truly suffering from PTSD and this was just months ago, he should have never been on the job. He's not qualified for it at that time. Let's not forget, he was the fucking firearms instructor. So when Cory Booker wants to come on his app and make his stupid little videos that our tax dollars probably pay some fucking staffer an exorbitant amount of money to fucking film for him, to tell the American people we need to do more when we go to the fucking streets and lose our lives for it, but we still need to do more, and he wants to vote to give ICE more funding. Like, no. Yeah, Israel is behind Trump. And that's not even a Zionist thing to, or an anti-Zionist thing to say. Like, it's just in front of our eyes. APAC literally made a commercial. I saw it on YouTube that said just a couple months ago, we paid Democrats and Republicans to vote for pro-Israel policies, and they named it an America First commercial. They're Israel's behind them all, and they're behind Israel to make sure more people are unalived, probably. What's up, Hayes? Welcome in, welcome in. And guys, we got about 4 minutes left. Gotta get 6,000 more likes. Keep hitting those likes. There's 39 of you in here. That's fucking crazy. Thank you guys so much for hanging on. We did a couple lives today. We've been solid on YouTube the whole time. So if you're just getting in on this one and want to see more, follow me on YouTube. It'll have the whole thing. The F shot, was it through and through? Yeah. GG. I can't say some of that on here just because of guidelines, but absolutely. I know I can't use certain words. No, you're good. You're good. Oh, absolutely, BK. I'm trying to, it's not even letting me approve it. Mods, if it lets you check the comments. BK made one. It says Diaper Don. I'm paraphrasing because, is their puppet. Absolutely. Yeah. Because he's sure as hell not a fucking ringleader. Unless it's a younger ring. If you know, you know. But in our last 3 minutes, guys, we are at 15K, so I'm going to visit Penelope. But put in the last couple minutes we're on here what you guys want to talk about, and we'll get it going. Let's see. I have a high level of chemotherapy pills running through me, and I would never think like that. That's the thing. Because it's just because you have empathy. I've seen it on here. They don't have empathy. And without empathy, we are fucking doomed. These burns about the Cheetos, so funny. Oh, I love when people roast them. I really do. Um, it's just like no good news. Axelrod criticizes Newsom's self-puffery at Davos. I mean, if there's one thing I'm not, it's a Gavin Newsom lover. But if you're going to talk about Davos, you better fucking talk about the idiot fucking asshole that leads this country. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Guys, if you pull this one off, I'll be shocked because you got 1 minute to get over 3,000. But you technically have until 15:01. But I have to get off at 15:01. I got to go see some friends. It's been far too long. Let's see. Damn it. Hold on. BK, it's not letting me approve these comments, and I don't know why. Oh, there it is. There it is. There we go. It says Trump doesn't have the brains to put this takeover together, but Israel does, and so does Stephen fucking Miller. Just saying. Um, but as I'm reading that almost 10,000 flights were canceled as major winter storm bears down across much of the U.S. If you are in the affected path, please, I hope you were prepared. Stay inside, stay warm. Just scroll on fucking TikTok. Go make a TikTok. Why not launch your TikTok in the middle of a fucking blizzard? Um, Stephen Nosferatu Miller is terrifying. Absolutely, he is. Go. Thank you so much for the rose. Welcome in and welcome back, and for the hand heart. I appreciate you so much. But please stay safe during these cold times. You guys can still do it. I'm giving you till 15:31. Um, please stay safe. If you are going to demonstrations, just be mindful of where you're at. Document, live stream if you're there. Live stream. That is what's going to protect you. It's what's going to protect you. Woo, you're pushing it, guys. You're pushing it. BK, thank you so much for the taps. Munchkin Miller, that's a good one. I like that one. But I hope you all are safe. And you're right, Gigi. That officer should have never been on the job if they're now claiming PTSD. So it's still a wrongful unaliving at the very minimum. Why do Democrats work so hard? Mods, I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm gonna let you fucking do your thing with that comment. I'm not gonna say a word. Thank you, Dr. Love. Oh, you guys were on it. Okay, thank you. Because like we literally were talking about the exact fucking opposite. And it's like you guys fucking did it right in time, but you did it. And I'm staying at home because I know what'll happen. I'm so sorry, Grayson. Um, I can't imagine because I do know right now I have white privilege. I'm not ignorant to that. I know that I can have a better chance at going to these demonstrations in these dangerous places and coming out alive. I understand that, and that's why I feel obligated to do such. Um, but Ryan, the trolls are thick today, but you guys did it. 20K right on time. Give me a couple seconds. Thank you guys so much for joining multiple lives. Ryan, for you staying on my whole live. Gigi, thank you for tuning in. No One Me, if you're still on here, thank you so, so, so much. Um, you guys, thank you for the gifts, the follows, everything. It was sad to have to tell you that the documentary is going to have to wait, but hopefully Valentine's Day weekend, my lonely ass will be in cold ass Minnesota with your help. If you do have anything that you can spare, I'm going to say it. I don't like doing it, but please help me out. We're getting a plane ticket to go there. If not, there's absolutely no fucking pressure. There's absolutely no pressure. But everyone stay safe in these hard times. I don't know what time I'm going live tomorrow, but it will be tomorrow. Um, until then, stay safe. I love you all. And thank you so much for just being with each other and always providing community. Bye, guys. YouTube, that's it for us as well. I love you all. Thank you for joining in. I think, you know, times are scary, but, we've heard it all before. You can't have darkness, or you can't have light without the darkness. So we just got to look for the light. But you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you tomorrow sometime.